Hello guys, it's Marco from Dividend Academy here. In this video, I will show you how I select my dividend growth stocks. So there will actually be several videos like this where I show you how I actually invest my money. But in this first one, I really want to give you an overview about what's my process when I want to invest in a new stock. So where I used to go to find my stocks is Yahoo Finance that you can see right now. I still go there sometimes to find information about stocks. So for example, let's take a stock that I really like as a dividend growth investor, which is Johnson & Johnson. So I just type G&G here, Johnson & Johnson, and it basically loads me the page where I can find all the information about the stock. So this is how I find the information, right? So I can see very important information about the stock, like the P/E ratio, the EPS, the dividends, and the yield, which is very important, the current price of the stock. I can access a graph there. And what I like about Yahoo Finance is that I also have all this news about the stock here. So as I said, this is one tool that I use to find dividend growth stocks, and another tool that I use is Seeking Alpha. So I first want to really give you an overview about all the tools that I use when I want to invest in a new stock, and then we will see how to actually select those stocks. So on Seeking Alpha, you have another kind of search engine for dividend growth companies, and I like the interface better than Yahoo personally. So let's try again the same example as before. Johnson & Johnson, you can see you have very similar data here, also all the news. And what I like about this website is that you can also actually put alerts on your account, right? Just over there, you can sign up for an account. And for example, this will alert me on my phone about all the different news about this particular company. So for example, if they raise the dividend, if they cut the dividend, I will be notified immediately. So that's all good, but I recently created my own tool to list all possible, or at least a lot of dividend paying companies in the same application. So it's simply called dividendstocks.io that you can see here. And basically it's an app that lists a lot of dividend paying stocks. You can see Johnson & Johnson's probably somewhere like here with some data. And what I really wanted to do with this app is really being able to quickly browse through all these dividend paying stocks without having to type the name of the stock every time. So you have this main view where you can actually filter the stocks. So for example, we will see what this means later. But you can filter, for example, on the current yield. If I want to yield more than 3%, it immediately filters all the stocks. So this is a tool I use myself to set stocks. What is also in this application is the graph view, where you can see all the list that you just saw before, but as a graph. So you have here the yield and here the 5 years dividend growth. And you can see all the stocks as a graph. Also, you have the analysis tool where you can enter a new stock that is not on the list, or just get more information about any stock you like. So for example, I will try again Johnson & Johnson, and it will immediately do an analysis for me about this stock for a dividend growth investor. So you have the yield, you have the growth of the dividend, you have the payout ratio, you have the value using the dividend discount model, and you have how many years has this company been paying dividends. So you have all of this in the same application. So those are the tools that I use myself to invest in dividend paying companies. But now you can ask, but how do you actually select them? How do you decide that Johnson & Johnson is a good company to pay dividends or not? Well, I just use a checklist. And this is exactly what we are going to see now. So I use what I call my dividend growth investment checklist, and I will actually zoom in there so you can see more. So I use this checklist, and I will of course share this with you in this video. You can find it by going to the link below the video, and you will get access to this list as well. So first, I looked at the dividends. So I made sure that the current dividend yield is above 3%. It has paid dividend for the last 20 years, growing the dividend during the past 10 years. I also looked at the dividend growth rate, and I also checked at the financial report to see that it can pay dividend in the future. Basically, I looked at the payout ratio. I like that it's below 80 at least. Then I looked at the valuation. So first I checked the current P/E ratio, and I want it to be under 20. This means that I would not overpay for the company. I also like to use like the fear on the market, and I like when when the stock market is just going down like for 1 day or for 3 days in a row, and I like to buy when basically it's like a discount on the stock you want to buy anyway. And finally, I look at a more qualitative aspect. So, for example, I checked at the sector the company is in, right? I love technology, for example. So, I love what I understand. Warren Buffett said that you should only invest in the companies where you understand the business. So, I'm in technology because of my background, so I love technology stocks. But also, I checked if the sector of this company matches a sector I need in my portfolio, right? I don't want to have 100% of my portfolio in the same sector. So even if all of this is correct, if it's something I already have too much in my portfolio, I want to diversify. I don't want to have too much of the same company or sector in my portfolio. So with this in hand, let's come back to my tool to select dividend paying stocks. So if we, for example, look at Johnson & Johnson, let's analyze it keeping in mind the criteria that we just saw earlier. So the P/E ratio is quite good, around 20, that's what I said. The yield's a bit low at the moment, probably because the stock is a bit overvalued. The growth is okay, right? Johnson & Johnson is very well known to be a good dividend-paying company. The payout ratio is not crazy. But as you can see, the dividend discount model say that we are paying too much for this stock. So it's also been paying dividends for many years, so it's very good. But I think it's a bit overvalued at the moment. So to find actually where I should invest my money at the moment, I go back to the main view, where I list all the stocks here, and I will just enter my filters using those filters here. So I look at a growth of at least 5%. This will already remove some stocks. I look at the yield of at least 3%. This ratio has to be under 20, let's say 20. And then I will just, I won't look at this one for now, but I will just remove this, so there is a payout ratio of, let's say, maximum 80. So I have some stocks left, that's good. And now I will just raise this over there, at least 10 years of growing dividends. And it gives me 5 companies, which is great to make a choice, that's not a lot. So as you can see, there are actually a lot of technology companies, Intel, IBM, Qualcomm, and then these two here. And basically that's how I will choose where to invest my money at the moment. Of course, if I already have a lot of Qualcomm, for example, I will more invest in the others. Or if I already have too much technology, I might consider an investment in ADM or EMR. So once I have this short list, I just indeed look at my current portfolio to see what I should need, and then I just add it. So any of these companies fits the criteria I just listed before. So any of those is what I consider a good investment, and this is how I select my dividend paying stocks. So just as a summary, how do I select dividend paying stocks? Well, first you have to define your checklist. So what are your criteria? You can of course get my checklist that you can use, of course, and then use some tools, either some very big website, let's Seeking Alpha or Yahoo Finance, or use this tool that's completely free, dividendstocks.io, and you can just filter a lot of dividend paying stocks using these simple sliders here. So this is already the end of this video. I really hope that you enjoyed it and that you learned how to select dividend paying stocks. As this is one of the first videos on this channel, don't hesitate to comment and give me feedback about this video just by leaving a comment below. And if you want to be alerted when there is a new video, just subscribe to the channel. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you in the next video.